Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for coming by. My name is Amanda. It's great to have you here. I just have a lot of cleaning I need to get to today. As you can see, I've got a full-size family, so there's always a lot to clean, and I'd love to have you guys come along with me. Today's video is also in collaboration with a very sweet friend of mine. Her name is Aleah Martins. She's from Canada, and she is a sweet mama to a little boy and a baby girl, and her channel is pretty new, but it is just exploding. She's doing so great with it. She has a beautiful home and shares amazing cleaning content. So I know you guys are going to enjoy getting to know her. Make sure you check out her video after you've watched mine. And if you're over here from Aleah's channel, thank you very much for coming over and taking the time to get to know me. I do appreciate that very much. Like I said, my name is Amanda and I have 4 kids. I also homeschool them, so they are always with me, and usually they're pretty eager to help. They are in my cleaning videos quite a bit because I do like to incorporate their daily chores into what I'm doing as often as I can. And this is my oldest daughter. Her name is Nora. In my last video, she was sick. She wasn't feeling that great, so she wasn't involved in it, and she was very eager to get back into this one and to help me out throughout the day. So she is helping me getting their laundry started. I've got a couple loads of the kids' laundry going, and now I'm going to be in the kitchen just cleaning everything up from the morning. This was a day when I did go to the gym, so everything got pushed back. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that that's usually the case on my gym days. My whole morning routine gets pushed back, but I am getting going on it right now, and the kiddos are going to be in and out like they usually are. So like I mentioned before, the kiddos are always in and out of my videos, and that's just because my cleaning usually takes place kind of alongside them doing their schoolwork, and then when they take their breaks. So like right now you can see they're all taking a break. None of them are working on any of their videos or any of their subjects. And I try to keep them focused, especially on days like today when we've gone to the gym and I kind of have to cram more into a smaller time period. I try to keep them going, keep them focused, keep them moving, and we just sort of go through their schoolwork really quickly, and then whatever breaks they're taking, I try to keep them busy and doing chores. So I don't usually let them take any long breaks to do like outside things or to sit and play with each other or watch any shows. We just kind of focus on the house and focus on their schoolwork. So that's why most of the time you guys see them in and out, because I'm just trying to get through the housework and the schoolwork. And we're usually done by about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then that way it leaves the rest of the day completely free for us to do whatever we need to do. If we need to run errands or go to any activities, or just some free time for the kids to be able to go outside and do whatever they want. So one of the ways that I'm trying to make sure that I get enough water throughout the day is just to keep my water bottle full and with me all the time. It doesn't always happen. I don't always remember to take it with me, but it's why I use this rather than using like a drinking glass. I try to keep it full, and then I keep it nearby. When I remember, it works really well. I do notice that I drink quite a bit more water, but that's why sometimes you'll see it with me in random places around the house, and it is a trick that has worked. So here would be an example of what I was talking about earlier. When I'm cleaning, sometimes the kiddos are doing their schoolwork. So Dane is actually outside. Nora is working on her schoolwork. So I'm just talking with her about something that she had a question on. But we are going to be wrapping up their schoolwork today, actually. The day that you guys are watching this is going to be our last day of schoolwork. So this day in particular was a little more relaxed just because as we get towards the end of the year, there's less and less for them to do. So today wasn't too terribly bad where I had to really stay on top of them and get a lot done. But I was working with Nora a little bit as I was cleaning.
All you tried when you were around. I've been told too many times now. Yeah, loving me was all you tried when you were around. I've been told too many times now. But somewhere I'll go and hide, looking for a new start. Yeah, somewhere I'll go and hide, looking for a new start. For a new start. Looking for a new, looking for a new, looking for a new, looking for a new. Don't wanna be trapped, don't wanna be down, don't wanna be stuck in this town. Don't wanna be trapped, don't wanna be down. Looking for a new start.
All right, so the kitchen is all cleaned up and now I wanted to come into the living room. I like to do this towards the middle of the day to just kind of stay ahead of the mess so that the room doesn't get to be an absolute awful disaster. And I do have the boys helping me. This is partly just to keep them busy. They were just kind of off the wall and crazy today. And we do live in southern Louisiana, so the temperatures are starting to rise and it was a little bit hot outside. They didn't want to be out there. So this is kind of to keep them busy. Normally, I just come in here and clean up because these are my baby's toys, so I'm not too worried about the kids helping me. It's not always a mess that they created, but I needed to keep the boys busy. And I do apologize about the lighting in here. I'm not really sure what was going on. It was a normal day. There weren't a ton of clouds, but there were just some issues with the lighting in this room today, so I do apologize for that.
I have told you many times now. Yeah, can't you see that I just need to be by myself? I have told you many times now.
So this little toy, the boys had actually tied one of the lacing card strings onto it to make it a pull toy, which it's not designed to be. So that is me trying to untie it. I did eventually get it, but I actually had to get a fork from the kitchen to wedge under there to undo the little knot that the boys had put in there. So I didn't film that because it did take me a little while, but that's what I was doing with that. So at this point, we are just getting ready to wrap up schoolwork with Nora, and I'm changing over the laundry, and then I'm going to be starting the Roomba. So if you notice, I do have the Roomba sitting on the dryer, and that is just because there is a toddler in this house, and she will not leave the Roomba alone. She always goes over and pushes her buttons to get her started, and the one thing with Roomba is you have to make sure that the floor is clear and that you've cornered off any areas that you don't want it to go into. Otherwise, you can have a lot of problems with them sucking things up and whatnot. So at this point, Nora had finished her schoolwork and we were going to get lunch going. But before we started that, I did want to come in and just pick up my room a little bit and make my bed. I didn't get to this first thing in the morning, so I wanted to get this done. And Nora offered to come in and vacuum up the area rugs. They don't need to be vacuumed too often in my bedroom. There's not a whole lot of through traffic in here, but today it needed it and she wanted to help me out with that.
Wanna be trapped, wanna be down, don't wanna be stuck in this.
Okay, so at this point, the older kiddos are getting their lunch. My toddler is still napping, but I also wanted to get dinner started. So in the Crock-Pot, I'm going to be doing a creamy chicken Crock-Pot dinner. I do follow keto, so this is keto approved, and it's just kind of something that I threw together based on a few other recipes that I've come across. It's frozen rotisserie chicken, and I use chicken broth and riced cauliflower, and I have some chili verde salsa to give it a little flavor, and then we'll have it with some veggies on the side, and it's really, really tasty and super easy to make. So I am getting this going, and I decided to keep the camera going just because this is really an accurate representation of how kind of the midday lunchtime rush goes in our house as far as how I stay ahead of all the messes. I'm in here with the kiddos, and I just kind of clean as we go.
I have seen that face more than a million times, like a million times. I have seen that, baby. I can treat you right and you can prove me wrong. Turn around, be gone. Turn around now, baby. You think you're special like the others, something to discover. Think you're little fun, but I have seen that face more than a million times. Think I know by now that I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your
Okay, so as the older kids are eating their lunch, I'm going to keep going on cleaning up the kitchen a little bit more. I did want to wipe down the appliances, and I'm using the Method Glass and Surface Spray. You guys have heard, if you've been around for a little while, that this is my favorite for cleaning glass surfaces, but also the appliances. I just really love the minty smell that it gives off, and then I noticed that it cleans everything really well. So I'm using that with a dry rag, and I'm also going to be taking advantage of everything being somewhat calm and clean out the microwave really quick as well. And for that, I'm going to be using a mixture of Dawn dish soap and vinegar. You guys have seen me use this on my refrigerator. I also sometimes use it in my bathroom, like for my tub and shower. It just cuts through everything really well. So I've got that in the spray bottle there to clean out the interior of my microwave.
I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm over here for a little fun, here for what dreams are made of. I'm over here for a little fun. Oh, yeah, I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun, your little fun. You think you're the coolest by a million miles, baddest boy in town, but you know what, baby? Easy come and easy go is fine by me, suits me perfectly. So goodbye now, baby. You're nothing special like the other, nothing to discover, just a little fun. 'Cause I have seen my face more than a million times. Think I know by now that I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. Oh, and now I'll make your dreams come true if that is what I want to do with you. I'm over here for a little fun, here for what dreams are made of. I'm over here for a little fun. Oh, yeah, I can be the one if that is what I want. Your days are gone, you've had your little fun. You've had your little fun, and when the day is done, I might as well have little fun. Little fun.
All right, at this point, it's actually about an hour later. As you can see, Avelie woke up. So we are heading upstairs to clean, and she just reached an exciting milestone where she can climb up the stairs, and she's learning how to go down the stairs as well. She is about 16 months now, so she's super proud of herself for that, and we give her that opportunity whenever we can. But we're coming into the playroom first. It also doubles as our guest room, which is why the bed is in here, and I have to make this bed every single time I come in here because these kids just jump on it and play in it all the time. And I am really intentional about trying to make sure that the kids don't have a whole ton of toys. I really keep it to a minimum if I can. But it amazes me how messy this room can look. And it's usually just because everything that we get them tends to have a lot of small pieces. So they have a lot of blocks and they have a lot of toys with little accessories and whatnot. And before I know it, this room just looks like a tornado ran through it. But also the boys brought up a puzzle and those little puzzle alphabet cards, and those are not allowed to be up here. They snuck those up here, so those contributed to the mess as well. And then you guys will see throughout the playroom right here and in the boys' room, cleaning with this toddler now. Given that she's my fourth kid, you wouldn't expect that this would be the case, but I actually keep forgetting that she can get into everything. So stuff like this happens quite a bit where I'm cleaning and before I know it, she's gotten a hold of something and she's just making a mess right behind me because I am just not ready for her to be so mobile and so observant of everything that we're doing. She just gets into everything these days.
Have this feeling, haven't felt for so long. Took a hold of me and won't let go. I've been sleeping, caught me off my guard. Cause you're in my space and now I'm so. Hold me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Shot away.
So the playroom is done, it is clean, and it is so satisfying. This room is probably the one that is the most satisfying when it is clean. I just absolutely love it. This room is probably the one that gives me the most anxiety whenever I walk into it, and it's a mess. You guys can bet that whenever I do an ultimate clean, an extreme clean, a full house clean, the boys' room is going to be on the list. So today is no different. As you can see, it's looks like it usually does. If I haven't been in here, their beds are going to be made and I need to get their laundry hung up to get ready for the new laundry that we're going to be putting away this afternoon, and then their toys that need to go up on their shelves.
To touch me, won't let you go to my head. Cause I know I'm dealing with the devil. But I'm standing with my heart in your hand, and I'm too deep into in this gamble. Hold me towards you and I cannot fight it. My head's underwater, I try to disguise it. Want you to hold me, though we haven't spoken. I need that something to get me to open. You are only a shot away from me to be my everything. Cause you are only a shot away from me to be my everything.
Being in love when it's hurting does never add up to peace. You start to wonder who's playing. Play me, play who? Lucky I'm stronger than ever. Got the arrangement to leave. You can go on and collect some memories of me. abandoning is a hard word to use, but it's true.
All right, so we are actually wrapping up the boys' room just because my camera battery died and I did not notice. Usually I can hear when it clicks off and the battery dies, but as you can imagine, it was pretty loud up here, so I missed it. But the boys' room, we got done with it. It took probably another 5 minutes or so to wrap everything up. And now I'm just working on getting that second load of the kids' laundry out, and we're gonna be folding it. I've got little Abby in here to help me. As you can see, the older kiddos had been outside for a little bit. We did take a break. This is usually what happens with my cleaning. We'll start and stop and take breaks and go for a walk sometimes or play games. Sometimes in the afternoons after the kids have finished their schoolwork, I will let them watch a quick, quiet show just to kind of calm everybody down, and then we'll pick up the cleaning again. So today they had been outside for a little bit, but I'm bringing them back in to do the last leg of the cleaning that I wanted to get done today.
Life with you, but I'm all through. Gone away and gone for good. I did everything I could, but you can't remember me. Gone away and gone for good. I did everything I should, but you can't remember me. Every little thing that was said, it doesn't matter now when I leave, and our song is playing on. Every little thing that was said, it doesn't matter now when I leave, and our song is playing.
All right, so in my last couple of videos, I did talk about the laundry and how with the kids' clothing, I am incorporating them and sorting it before we take it upstairs. And it just makes it a little easier once we get it up there. All we have to do is put it away. So I have them working on it, and it's kind of a success, kind of not, as you can imagine. But while they were doing that, I did want to wash down these windows. I am going to need to go outside and do some washing down of the windows exteriorly, but today I wanted to start with just getting these ones wiped down. As you can imagine, this area is where Avi usually hangs out. We've got all of her little toys, so it can get pretty messy. I wanted to thank you guys for watching this video. I do appreciate all of the support you guys are showing, and I hope that you got some great cleaning motivation out of this. Make sure you run over and check out Aleah's channel. She is so very sweet. She has a gorgeous home, and her cleaning videos are very, very motivating. I know you guys are going to enjoy getting to know her. If you're new, consider subscribing. I do share a lot of cleaning content with me and my kiddos, so we'd love to have you with our family. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys with my next video.
I'm all through.